Hey, look, right now we had a rainbow on our Skywatch 7 about 30 seconds ago, and now the weather's playing tricks on me. That's what I get for that trick on Jeff, as you don't see it right now. But it was out there about 30 seconds ago. We have 53 degrees, winds out of the southwest around 23 miles per hour. Your high today hit 60, your low today 48. Of course, temperatures well above normal. The record high of 64, those safe for another year. 56 in the Falls, 51 in Dunkirk, low to mid 50s down across the southern tier. Winds are strong, a wind speed of 23 in Buffalo, 36 miles per hour in the Falls. Winds are gusting already to 45 miles per hour in Niagara Falls, 40 miles per hour in Jamestown. These winds will continue to increase. You can see winds gusting over 50 miles per hour tonight. And then for tomorrow morning, winds still gusting around 30 to 45 miles per hour. Winds will stay strong across the southern tier throughout the afternoon on Thursday. A number of weather alerts to pass along to you. We have a wind advisory in effect for Cattaraugus and Allegheny counties through 1 p.m. on Thursday. High wind warning in effect for Chautauqua, Erie, Niagara, Orleans, Genesee, and Wyoming counties as winds will gust near 60 miles per hour, and a lakeshore flood advisory in effect along the Lake Erie shoreline through 2 a.m. on Thursday as those waves are going to increase, and we'll see some beach erosion overnight tonight. 7 super Doppler showing some showers around the area. Cold front just off to our west. That'll move through the area in the next few hours. Behind it, the air is much colder, and there's the snow, and that's what we have to deal with as we start off our day on Thursday. Severe weather outlook today. The bulk of the storms now well off to our east. Still could hear a rumble of thunder tonight and a marginal risk for a severe storm down from Jamestown, Bradford over toward Coudersport. So you can see the rain tonight. By 11 p.m. though, we're already talking about some snow. Snow showers to start off the day on Thursday. Sunshine Thursday afternoon. Another disturbance moves through early on Friday, brings us another round of light snow. Friday afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds and a few flurries. And then we start to warm up as we get into the second half of the weekend. Strong winds tonight, rain changing over to snow. It'll be much colder with overnight lows in the upper 20s. Then we head into your Thursday. Temperatures holding in the upper 20s, close to 30 degrees. Morning snow showers, a cold breeze tomorrow with some sunshine breaking out in the afternoon. Here's your 7 First Alert 7-day forecast. Upper 20s again on Friday, a few flurries. Ooh, it's going to be a chilly one on Saturday, 27. Mid 40s on Sunday, low 50s for Monday and Tuesday, back in the 40s on Wednesday. So we're kind of all over the place on that 7 First Alert 7-day forecast. Bottom line is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, noticeably cooler. And then we start to warm up again Sunday through Tuesday.
A couple nice days to be outside. Now it looks like the opposite coming up here on Friday and Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stay inside, bundle up.
Took my first run today, so that was exciting. Yes, yeah. I can't do the treadmill inside.
I knocked out the treadmill.
But how did it go?
Yeah, the wind, did the wind bother you today?
No, it didn't bother me too much today. It went okay. You know what? Knee hurt toward the end. All right. I'm a little, sitting down. I'm getting my legs are feeling it, but it was a good start, and I'm looking forward to a long running season this year.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
We all are.
All of this on again, off again weather, it really may have golfers feeling the itch.
Yeah, check this out. This is the former Whirly Golf Dome, now called the Dome Golf and Entertainment. The Whirly Golf Dome closed last year to undergo some extensive renovations, both inside and out, including a new bubble, which encloses the facility, turf, decorative finishes, and a new bar and restaurant. Would you like to know more about the Dome Golf and Entertainment? Well, you are in luck. 7 Eyewitness Morning Team going to take you live inside the Dome tomorrow morning, starting at 4:30 a.m. A lot of people got to get that swing ready, right?
I am all about this. I was just talking about golf today. Looking forward to the season getting going. Now I've got a good place to practice.
There you go.
Fantastic. Still ahead on 7 Eyewitness News at 5, tornado outbreak. The Midwest cleaning up after nearly 24 reported twisters touched down in 5 states. We'll take you into the eye of the storm.
But first, you really got to see this. An ultrasound shows a baby will be ready to rock when he arrives.
But first, 7 Eyewitness News giving you a chance to win an iPad Air 2 for 2 more nights. Tonight's one of them. All you got to do, watch 7 Eyewitness News until, well, tonight.
Yeah.
We'll give you the clue, and the 7th caller wins.
Easy. Hey, take a look at this. A surreal sonogram for an expected couple in Utah gives new meaning to the term rockabye baby. The couple posted this ultrasound image of their baby giving what appears to be the universal rock-on hand gesture. Skeptics will surely cry Photoshop, but local media report says the couple has original copies to back up. The proud parents included a comment on the post saying their new edition isn't even here yet, but he or she, look at that. Already pretty cool.
I'm ready to come.
Yeah, rock on, man.
That is cool.
Rock on. Guys, I don't know if you heard this, but it looks like Oprah is seriously thinking about a run for the White House.
I saw that all over the internet today, yes. That she's reconsidering. Apparently she had considered once before, right? And then... You
can only imagine it will break the internet. The talk show host told Bloomberg Media that she used to think presidential candidates have to be experienced in politics and know a lot, but she said she now understands that a government experience is, well, not a must. The interview was taped in December and aired on Wednesday, but in January, Oprah told talk show host Stephen Colbert she would never run for the White House. So keep people on their toes, keep people wondering.
You never know what might happen. Never be surprised. Was that I heard the ding ding, but it's not my phone. It must be one of these iPads.
I don't know what it is
now, folks. The latest.
I don't know.
Still ahead on 7 Eyewitness News tonight. Many of you are dropping cable and you're streaming video now on the internet in the hope of saving some money. But how much are you really saving? We'll crunch the numbers for you coming up in about 15 minutes.
It's a special place in Marilla that is serving up some of the good old-fashioned charm and even some of the dry goods that they did 166 years ago. I'm Mike Randall. We'll have that story coming up.
All new tonight on 7 Eyewitness News at 5:30, considering the idea of a so-called sin tax to help combat drug addiction here in New York State. Also, the Erie County District Attorney spelling out why this hockey incident will not lead to any charges against former Sabres tough guy Andrew Peters. And cutting the cord, why replacing cable TV with streaming online may not be the best idea.
Now with 7 First Alert weather. This is 7 Eyewitness News at 5:30.
We've all heard of the sin tax before, usually on things like alcohol and tobacco products. Well, now there's a new idea floating around to do the same thing for prescription pain medication that contains opioids. The goal here is to try and find a way to help pay for addiction recovery services in a time when drug overdoses are taking place at alarming rates now. Now, the proposal would place a 1 cent per milligram excise tax on the active opioid ingredients. More on the story tonight from 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ali Tui.
7 years ago, Gina Mara says she began feeling discomfort she couldn't ignore.
I started to notice that my joints were swelling and very painful, and couldn't stand for more than 10 minutes.
Doctors diagnosed her with rheumatoid arthritis and prescribed oxycodone to help with pain management.
This is something that I have to take every day to function in order to get up in the morning. The pain is crippling.
And costly. Mara says she pays about $50 a month for the painkillers. And that's why she's concerned to hear an Albany-based group called Friends of Recovery New York is pushing lawmakers to charge a fee to pharmaceutical companies.
Well, that's going to have a trickle-down effect on us. Big Pharma's not going to get away with that without the patients paying that.
We don't want consumers to be the ones bearing the brunt of this, right? So there's ways to have fees that are not necessarily, that are not passed on to the consumer.
It's not the first time an idea similar to a pharmaceutical fee has been floated. Last year, some federal reps proposed imposing a tax on all opioids. In that case, though, the patient would be the one footing the bill. Erie County Health Commissioner Gail Burstein disagrees with an opioid tax.
For government to tax those individuals because they require a certain type of medication is not fair.
Patients like Gina Mara agree, and she thinks a tax, or even a fee for that matter, will only hurt her bottom line.
You start charging the pharmaceutical companies an extra fee for a product, they're going to make it up in some way, shape, or form.
In Kenmore, Ali Tui, 7 Eyewitness News.
Transfer firearms.
We have an update tonight on a push in the state legislature now to try and change the New York SAFE Act. Republican State Senator Robert Ord of North Tonawanda has now introduced legislation in Albany that would repeal many parts of the SAFE Act for areas outside of New York City. Some gun owners have been critical of the law, and so have many police agencies and county clerks who have to deal with all the controversial provisions.
The pistol recertification process that's going to be happening this year, that's going to cause all kinds of chaos and problems for our county clerks, that would be repealed in most of New York State as a result of this bill.
The senator says the fact that Uber operates in New York City and not in the rest of the state, and the fact that New York City has different minimum wage pay scales, all set a precedent to repeal the SAFE Act outside of the Big Apple. There are an estimated 2 million gun owners now here in upstate New York. A rage-filled act of violence or a justified case of self-defense? That's the question surrounding a murder trial that is happening in Chautauqua County this week. Prosecutors say that 24-year-old Barbara Redeye stabbed her half-brother to death inside their Lakeview Avenue apartment in Jamestown last August. The defense claims that the victim here, 36-year-old Dale Redeye, was a vicious threat with a history of drug and alcohol abuse. Opening arguments in that case began yesterday. If convicted, Barbara Redeye faces up to 25 years in prison. Police in Cheektowaga are trying to find the man in this surveillance picture. They say that he used a cloned, stolen credit card to purchase gift cards at 3 separate stores at the Walden Galleria Mall recently. Anyone with any information on who this person is should contact the police in the town of Cheektowaga right away. Former Buffalo Sabres enforcer Andrew Peters will not be facing any charges for this incident on the ice last weekend at Harbor Center. Peters, who was the head coach of the Buffalo Junior Sabres at the time, can be seen here getting involved in this melee at the bench at the end of the game. The district attorney's office now says that the parents of the teenage player involved here did not want to pursue any criminal charges. The DA says that there was no bodily injury to the teenager, so an assault charge is not an option.
The only other thing would have been harassment, which is not even a crime. Harassment's a violation. So am I going to override the parents for a violation and create a dog and pony show for a violation? No.
The 36-year-old Peters has been suspended indefinitely by the Buffalo Junior Sabres. A new survey has come out. It says that drivers here in New York are still illegally passing school buses. That's according to the New York Association for Pupil Transportation. Nearly 900 bus drivers in more than 30 different school districts were surveyed. They all reported that drivers have passed them at least more than 600 times in the last year. Now to a national effort to try and stop bullying as well as hurtful language. And Western New York is taking part. This is a campaign that's called Spread the Word to End the Word. It's designed to raise awareness about the use of derogatory words, especially when it comes to people who are living with disabilities.
So that when you go home and you're sitting around the dinner table, let's say, that you actually think, okay, I should not be using that, because it's still prevalent in movies and in everyday life.
Events like this one at the Daily Planet Coffee House on Hurdle Avenue in North Buffalo today are taking place all over the country. Forecasters say that the mid-Atlantic region and southern New England are now at risk from this storm system that brought deadly tornadoes to the country's midsection last night. Parts of Missouri and Illinois were hardest hit, with twisters killing at least 3 people and damaging or destroying dozens of homes and other buildings. The forecasters say that the storms are more typical of late March and early April, but they're springing up early because of the unusually warm weather we're having for this time of the year. Still to come here on 7 Eyewitness News at 5:30 tonight. The skyrocketing cost of cable TV has some people rethinking their entertainment choices. But can streaming service online really help you to save money? We'll take a closer look. And it's a health danger you probably never think about: how sitting down all the time on the job or at home can have a negative impact on your life.
For 166 years, this business has been here. It's been in continuous operation. It's never been closed, never been anything but a store.
They serve up some country charm and everything else under the sun, pretty much. Barman Mike Randall pays a visit to the Marilla Country Store. On the business beat, here's what happened on Wall Street in New York today. Another record-setting day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 303 points today to close at a record high 21,115.5. It's never been that high in history. The Nasdaq gained almost 79 points today, and the S&P 500 up by 32. Don't go away. You're watching 7 Eyewitness News at 5:30. On the medical beat tonight, after hearing claims that sitting too much is the new smoking, you're probably a big believer in that new standing desk you have at work. And why not? Over the past 15 years, sitting has been linked now to a host of health problems, things like diabetes. But is there more to it? 7 Eyewitness News health reporter Paula D'Amico takes a closer look.
Sitting may be getting a bad rap. A recent study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine took a look at nearly 5,000 public servants in the United Kingdom. The subjects were on average in their mid-40s with no history of diabetes, heart, or circulatory problems. Most claimed to be physically active. Over the course of 13 years, only 402 of the nearly 5,000 workers developed diabetes. The report concluded that the fix for sedentary lifestyles may be more complicated than just eliminating as much sitting as possible. Researchers say that more attention needs to be paid to the type of sitting and the context around it. For example, higher status jobs are usually associated with sitting, but those in higher socioeconomic positions are shown to have lower risks of chronic diseases. Meanwhile, heavy TV watching, which involves a lot of sitting, has been linked to issues like unemployment or poorer mental health. The study's authors say that before deciding sitting is a risk to your health, you should look at how much exercise you are getting to offset your sedentary spells. A recent review published in The Lancet found that 60 to 75 minutes of physical activity a week eliminated the increased risk of death associated with sitting. With today's Health Minute, I'm Paula D'Amico, 7 Eyewitness News.